Good morning, everybody. Don't mind me. I've just got back from dropping my kiddo off, and I felt this message very heavy on me to talk about. There's been a theme this week for me. I've been watching The Chosen on Prime. If you haven't watched that show, it's very good. It's real life enactment stories from the Bible about Jesus or Yeshua, however you want to say his name. And then I'm driving to work this morning and I'm listening to a Mercy Me song with Phil Wickham, Then Christ Came. And I was listening to a book yesterday also talking about how you can heal yourself. And if you followed me for a while, you know I've talked a lot about this kind of stuff, being able to heal ourselves in the way that we speak to ourselves and through frequency and just so many different things, healing traumas, wounds from our past. And the messages that came through while I was listening to this song on the ride back, and just like in the show that I was watching and just like in the book that I was listening to, it's all about like, we've continuously sought externally for someone or something to come save us. I think what Christ came, he came to show us and teach us and help us to understand that we're all sons and daughters of God. And we all have this ability within ourselves to heal ourselves. And that we don't have to succumb to the pain anymore that we've lived in for thousands and thousands of years. And again, if you followed me, you know I talk a lot about the descension process that we've been going through, and that this is part of humankind, human history, evolution of Earth, evolution of humans, as we move through these yugas, and coming out of the space that we were in society and the world right before Jesus was born. That was a very dark place. We were in some very low dimensions, the phases 1, 2, and 3, you could say. And that yuga, the Kali Yuga, it's just destitute. It's just darkness. It's why they call it the Dark Ages, because it was really, really dark. And watching the shows this week, and in my knowledge of the Bible and growing up as a Christian, I understand the ignorance that we still have, the separation that we put upon ourselves and that we see from ourselves and God, and that we don't see that we are the God within us. We are expressions of God living out this beautiful world. And when we separate ourselves from that, like we did for so many years, it puts us in these lower states of emotions, these lower states of consciousness. And as we've been ascending back up or waking back up, Christ came to wake us up, to help us understand the truth of who we are and what we're capable of. And that the one main truth that we have and that we should live by and honor is love. And that's love for everything. All of humankind, all of living things, birds, animals, insects, grass, dirt, water, every living thing, everything that moves in this world it has a consciousness. It's part of God. And when we love all those things and see the connectedness between all of us, that's when we truly get it. Maybe this message will resonate with some of you, maybe it won't. And if it doesn't, that's okay. I don't expect everybody to understand where I'm coming from or even what Christ was here to teach us. But it definitely is not about separateness, and it's not even a word, being separate. It's definitely not about things being external to us. Everything that goes on in your external environment is what is happening in your internal environment. And when we go and turn inward and really connect with ourselves and source and God and our soul and our spirit, we see that. When you really start to pay attention to that, you really start to understand and see how we've created the external environments around us, why we've attracted certain things to us, and that we are the cause of that. I know that's hard to accept, especially for us who've gone through some really hard things, really traumatic experiences. But I just my goal now for the rest of my life, and what's always been there, is to love, to spread love and joy and happiness to others, and to teach others about that, and understand that they have that within themselves, and to see that within another, have compassion and empathy for another because of the experience that they've gone through. You don't know the stories. You don't know what they've gone through. So all we can do is show love and compassion to them, because we ourselves have gone through things too. I love you guys.